Going on, guys? Welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel, and some crazy is about to hit the fan. So what do I mean by that? Look at this. Coinbase CEO says we would shut down all Ethereum staking if threatened by regulators. No, wait a minute. What do you mean by regulators? Back in 2018, the SEC declares that Bitcoin and Ether as non-securities. So they're not a security at this point. They're fairly safe. And, you know, everything was done through mining. Well, guess what? We all know the merge is happening and it's moving to proof of stake. At that point, there's a tweet out here by this Adam guy. He says something no one is talking about. After the merge, there will be a strong case that Ether will be a security. The token in any proof of stake system is likely to be a security. We have another article here where they do mention this as well, which actually led me to that actual ordealio there with the tweet. Is proof of stake is a security model for blockchains, defining the process by which all transactions on it are verified. So very interesting, driving the news here. The question was raised last week when some university law professor guy, oh, that's the same guy we just looked at in the tweet, that any token in a proof of stake system is likely to be a security. So, and there was one more article which I cannot find now, but it did say the SEC is eyeballing Ethereum once it does move to proof of stake system. What does this mean? Censorship. And I'm sure you guys have all been hearing what's going on with the censorship with Tornado Cash and stuff. Things are not looking good for Ethereum. So we're going to jump in this article, see exactly what they are talking about here. But in my mind, it pretty much comes down to, if you guys remember kind of something with the rally that went on in Canada there, you know, they were getting donations in Bitcoin and stuff, but Coinbase and, you know, these centralized exchanges, which are required to get fiat money and everything out of your crypto, the government shut them down and said, no, you're not doing that. Halt all addresses. And that's where these regulators are coming in. So a government, if they don't want crypto to be done there, if it's Ethereum or something, they can tell the exchange, halt it right now, and you cannot deal with that. So obviously it looks like Coinbase is kind of doing the right thing here, and they would shut down all staking. Now, how does this play out for other people throughout the world? This is very looking like it's going to be a lot more government controlled depending on their own agendas. All right, so now I guess this video is kind of starting. Coinbase CEO, we'd shut down Ethereum staking if threatened by regulators, asked if he would choose to censor transactions or get out of the staking business. Brian Armstrong said he'd choose the latter. So coming down here, between the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioning coin miner Tornado Cash earlier this month, and we also seen Ethermine, I believe it was halting their transactions and everything throughout their staking pools, and the long-awaited Ethereum merge quickly approaching, blockchain tech guys are increasingly concerned that government regulations could impact the fundamental operation of Ethereum and its post-merge proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. Last dev call also showed a bunch of devs saying if this starts to happen, they're out. They're out of here. So what does that mean? Censorship starts happening. They lose most of their devs on Ethereum. And then, you know, maybe they'll move to ETC, start all over, and then we see ETC hitting $5,000. That would be absolutely insane. Anyway, anything could happen. This is crypto. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong responded to a hypothetical scenario on Twitter today, saying that in the event of regulatory threats, his company would shut down its Ethereum staking service in order to preserve the integrity of the blockchain network, which is good and bad. So at this point, are they going to pay out all the staking fees? You think they would, but at the same time, are they going to? Should you stake with Coinbase in general at this point in case they change their mind on the situation down the road because of censorship? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Or should you even stake your Ethereum at all? Because it's definitely looking like it's getting hit at a lot of sides at this point to that transition of proof of stake. This is pretty crazy stuff. The question was posed on Sunday by this guy, founder of open source crypto analytics and accounting app Rotkey, whatever that guy's name is, tagged several major Ethereum players, challenging them to choose between two options if government regulators demanded they censor specific addresses. And then they kind of go through this. You guys can take a look at this this Twitter post, pause the video, whatever you want, and kind of see everything that's going on there. Scrolling down, will you A, comply and censor at the protocol level, or B, shut down the staking service and preserve network integrity? He asked in a tweet, tagging Coinbase, Kraken, Lido Stake, and Bitcoin Sushi. Is that how you say that, Sushi? I don't know. Armstrong, on behalf of Coinbase, is the only representative of one of the companies singled out in the scenario to respond. As of this writing, it's a hypothetical we hopefully won't actually face. They're going to face it. This is going to happen. We've seen governments try to censor certain things already, and now that they're able to call this a security, they're all over this. They'll be able to do whatever they want. So it's going to happen just because the question's already brought up. If they have to ask the question, it's going to happen. It's guaranteed, guys. So, but if we did, we'd go with B, I think. Got to focus on the bigger picture. He noted that a better third option could present itself, or that a legal challenge could help reach a better outcome. Armstrong's answer is especially notable as Coinbase is betting much of its future on its lucrative staking service, called it a big win for the company. And just this week, JP Morgan Analysis said in a note that the Ethereum merge should be bullish for Coinbase and its shares coin, thanks to its Ethereum staking service. In early August, we began offering Ethereum staking for institutional clients for the first time. Coinbase told shareholders a little over a week ago, we'll continue to add more assets for staking for both our retail and institutional clients going forward. Obviously, JP Morgan, they're a huge type of fund going on here. So they're bullish on Ethereum, because who's going to benefit Ethereum proof of stake the most? Everybody with all the money, all the rich people, because you need to be rich in order to stake. I don't care what the devs tell you on how decentralized it's going to be, how you can run everything on a Raspberry Pi, how you can get staking pools and go in with friends. It comes down to whoever has the deepest pockets. That's the bottom line that's going on here, guys. With the merge, Web3 investors and analysts are concerned large institutional players that provide staking services for Ethereum are more likely to succumb to pressure from government regulators. Of course they are. Plus, they're already government regulated, like JP Morgan and these other big institutions, because they deal with all the stocks and everything. So they're already friends with the government regulators. They're just trying to cover up a huge, massive cover story here before they even begin doing it. And because they manage an outsized percentage of validators, their absence could threaten the entire network. Some other guy here of blockchain and crypto investment firm Collider VC estimates that these large players would fall in line should U.S. regulators demand that they censor transactions, meaning as much as 66% of the beacon chain validators would essentially support censorship. This is getting very bad, guys. This is totally 100% goes against everything crypto was supposed to be since the start of Bitcoin. And this is crazy what's going on. I'm really frustrated just reading this article right now, guys. So I apologize for that. Anyway, there is a case to be made here that the Ethereum ecosystem has not reached sufficient social decentralization. Obviously, we got Amazon carrying out most, F2 pool with 33% of staking. We saw another 60, 58% or whatever the number is on a couple other pools. This thing is 100% so centralized. It's absolutely insane. And it hasn't even started yet. This is crazy. And we are charting in very dangerous nation state capture territory, he wrote. Last week, when news of Toronto cash ban broke, Armstrong tweeted, sanctioning a technology as opposed to an individual or entity seems like a bad precedent to me, and it should probably be challenged. Could have many downstream and unintended consequences. Hopefully, obvious point, we'll always follow the law, he added. And then we have another tweet here. You guys can pause it, read this one out. And scrolling on down, at the time, Armstrong pointed to a February 4th Coinbase blog he wrote to articulate the company's philosophy on account removal and content moderation. Decentralization is the ultimate customer protection, he wrote. The decentralized nature of cryptocurrency offers its own important protections here, and those protections get stronger the more our products decentralize. Without the protection of a decentralized system, Armstrong says the Coinbase moderation policy could be co-opted over time, succumb to pressure, or descend into us playing judge and jury. So, guys, your thoughts on this whole thing? Ethereum moving to POS, just definitely, it's getting bad every single day. Like, could you imagine Ethereum moves to POS, everyone starts pulling in their funds, and depending what governments want to do, they could say, hey, halt that guy's wallet, halt what that guy's doing, halt this, Amazon, shut down all your nodes. We don't want that happening over there. Like, oh my gosh, guys, this is not looking good. Vitalik, I would be peeing your bed probably right now. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.